Daytona Super Stretch for the first time. It is the 98 truck of Ty Majeski who's got the lead on the bottom of the racetrack.
He's a pole sitter, but it's not going to last for long because here comes Johnny Sauter, three-time Daytona winner here in this event. Climbs to the top side of the racetrack with help from Matt Mills from behind. Pushes out to the race lead momentarily, but battling back to the bottom. Ty Majeski takes over the race lead as they go neck and neck off turn 4.
Who's going to lead lap number 1? Is it going to be Majeski in the inside lane? Let's rejoin the Motor Racing Network.
Turn number 1, Johnny Sauter, half a truck length up, but Majeski not about to quit. He'll battle back, taking the low road down on the double yellow line. Now it's Majeski taking the lead back.
We're already getting racy mid-pack. 3-wide lane led by Grant and Bigger just outside of the top 20. All eyes, though, at the front of the field. That seesaw battle for the lead between Ty Majeski and Johnny Sauter continues.
Seesaws once again with Majeski leading the inside lane right around the double yellow line. Sauter with a side grab outside, pulls back even.
Corey LaJoie right there, Matt Mills, they line up virtually in row 2. Johnny Sauter on the outside.
Sauter trying to rev it up in that outside lane one more time. He is pulled even with Majeski, but here comes Corey LaJoie on the back bumper of Majeski, giving him a big-time shove off turn number 2. Ty Majeski back to the lead.
Ty Majeski out in front all by himself, courtesy of the front bumper of Corey LaJoie. Put Majeski in position number 1. That doesn't last long. Oh, Johnny Sauter just got a huge shove from Matt Mills. He'll go to the lead.
Two Nice Motorsports teammates making the outside lane work. Sauter goes out front by himself. He can control both lanes, and he does. Sauter the leader.
With the hard bump tracking going on the Daytona Super Stretch. He gives such a huge shove to Johnny Sauter. His bumper is actually damaged now. That could play into a little bit of a problem, especially if he's leading. It's not going to be as fast as it was.
With that, Moffitt got bounced out of the draft and in a free fall all the way back to 22nd. Meanwhile, off turn number 2, they begin to line up nose to tailgate down the back straightaway.
5 front 6 all nose to tail, led by Johnny Sauter, with Ty Majeski, Corey LaJoie, and Tyler A from the top 4.
Matt Mills is leading that outside lane, and he has dropped out of the top 10. So to Cole's point, wonder if he is having some aero problems. Meanwhile, they're single file.
They are as they come right down to the bottom of the racetrack. Downstairs, outside lanes, trying to find an opening.
Trying but not having a whole lot of success. Dropping back through the pack, Matt Crafton losing a handful of spots. Top 15 trucks now, single file on the bottom.
They are side by side from 16th on back. They're trying to get their affairs sorted out there. Everybody content to ride at the bottom of the racetrack behind Johnny Sauter, while drivers Dylan continue to swing and swing at the end of the back straightaway mid-pack.
Everybody trying to get it sorted out. Nick Sanchez is leading the outside lane now, just outside the top 10, but it's still Johnny Sauter. Ty Majeski and Corey LaJoie.
As they make their way back up to turn number 4. Appears to be shoved in, and there's a gap right there where the hood would normally seal off.
Absolutely, and they made their driver aware of the nose problem. They've laid out Verifone. They're preparing to repair it at the end of stage 1. There's no reason to bring it down.
Back straightaway, Tanner Gray's around, others around. Nick Sanchez, 5, 6, 7, 8 trucks. Ty Dillon is involved. Wallace Allen will clip Thad Moffitt. Rajah Caruth hard on the brakes. Oh, and he's going to get great rear damage. Matt Mills is collected. He'll have more damage. You've got Jake Garcia, Stuart Friesen, as everybody goes for a wild slide halfway down the back straightaway.
Caution on the speedway. That ain't take long. Tonight on lap number 5. A lot of trucks involved in the
Everybody's driven away except for Jake Garcia. He hammers the throttle. He's pulling away. The only one is Ty Dillon off the end of the backstretch in front of me. The Thad Moffitt truck has been able to
It flies on lap number 6, a multi-truck crash here at Daytona.
Under caution for the first time. You see Thad Moffitt, he has climbed out of his wounded truck, the 25 of Ty Dillon, also sitting there lifeless on the back straightaway after this crash that started midway down the back straightaway. It looked like it was Matt Crafton that initially got turned sideways, slid into somebody, and then the wreck was on. You see the damage to the machine of Jake Garcia. Ty Dillon has now climbed out of his Chevrolet. On pit road right now, the 27 of Keith McGee with damage to his machine. Wallace Allen also got pretty good significant damage to his race truck.
Nick Sanchez was involved in the 2. He's down on pit lane as well, trying to get attention to his racing machine. There's Matt Crafton in the 88, veteran of the series, winless here in Daytona. He might have had a piece of that as well, as he guides that car still up in the banking through turns 3 and 4. Caution out for the first time tonight, lap 6. It all happened midway down the back straightaway. Watching the 25 of Ty Dillon, it seemed like he had almost avoided all the chaos, and then at the very end, the truck skated up and hit the outside wall. Let's take a look at it on Asphalt TV screen.
Watch the neon 88 of Matt Crafton, third in line on the outside, going down the Daytona Super Stretch. Slides down in the lane rigs, tags Tanner Gray, Stuart Friesen then gets turned around, and then all these trucks that are behind those spinning machines in front of them have absolutely nowhere to go. You see Thad Moffitt get hit there, slides into Ty Dillon. Rajah Caruth makes contact with Dillon as well. Looks like possibly just a buff draft gone wrong there, Joe Kloss, on the back straightaway that set off this multi-truck crash.
Many trucks involved here as the racetrack closed up very quickly. You see that new asphalt that they put on the back straightaway infield that they paved after last year's August race of the NASCAR Cup Series, right where those cars were, those trucks went sliding through. Watch it again here. The 88, the yellow neon 88, Matt Crafton came across the racetrack. You see the 52 white and blue truck for Stuart Friesen slid across the track. Smoke everywhere. Difficult for the drivers to see with the dirt in the air, the smoke in the air. There is the white 25 across the racetrack for Ty Dillon. Was collected by Thad Moffitt for that second hit.
Between Wallace Allen and Ty Dillon. Any contact to either side of the front nose area of his truck. Rajah Caruth went through the grass. Matt Mills, we already talked about him. He had front nose damage on the initial start after running into Johnny Sauter.
Here's how it looked from Ben Rhodes, the defending champion, able to snake his way through there. He had to go to the back of the pack to start because they made some adjustments on their truck, and that is the risk of that. But he was able to get through there without any damage somehow, some way. Rajah Caruth just finishing service on that 71 truck. He heads off of pit road.
So cleanup now will continue on the back straightaway. The first caution flag, the freshman Florida 250 is out for a multi-truck incident.
That is your top 5 after a big run back straightaway.
Yeah, it took out, or damaged, I should say, quite a few trucks. Took a couple of them out. Damaged trucks, part of the incident over there on the Daytona Super Stretch. Rajah Caruth got a piece of that mess. Matt Mills got some. Jake Garcia, Stuart Friesen, Thad Moffitt, Matt Crafton, Ty Dillon got some of it. Wallace Allen, Lane Riggs, Tanner Gray, Keith McGee, and the truck of Nick Sanchez. So far, the ones that have got damage of some sort and a problem with their back straightaway out there at the big crash. Let's check on some of those trucks who have been on the pit lane getting some repairs with Steve Post.
Yeah, ironically, it's the first 4 pit boxes down here. All 4 of those trucks have damage. Nick Sanchez has the first pit box. He had 3 of his 4 trailers down. Back in again. The crew chief calling the shots, and they're looking at that truck now. The truck that has the most physical damage is Jake Garcia. The right rear is really dinged up on that truck, and they are working on that. They're also working on the right front, and they may be looking to push that truck back to the garage area. It's not looking good. Tanner Gray had damage on his truck, the right side of that truck, or left front of that truck, and Lawless Allen, right front damage. They're working on that, and they had about a half a bale of hay from up under that truck as well that they've worked out from under as he went down through the grass. So 4 of them right down here at pit exit in turn number 1.
Chase Purdy sitting on pit road. As a matter of fact, right now he pulls out. Keith McGee also on pit road along with Stuart Friesen and others. Cleanup continues here at Daytona under the lights after the crash on lap number 5.
Some tape being applied to the front nose of the Toyota Tundra of Stuart Friesen. He was one of several trucks that, as Jeff Striegel mentioned, either got significant damage or just clipped somebody else. Corey LaJoy, the first one to pull the line. He joins Tony Brenninger, Matt Crafton, Corey LaJoy, and others who will probably measure their crews on the surface.
There's a set that Corey LaJoy, who ran well in this race a year ago, gets another opportunity to do so in the 7 Spire Motorsports entry. Here's a look from Ben Rhodes, number 99. Caution. Stage will come at lap 20. It's an opportunity to get service before the stage comes to an end and possibly stay out when that stage caution comes out.
This has been an eventful first stage so far. We saw on the initial start, the 45 truck of Johnny Sauter did not go. He was on the front row, kind of checked up a little bit as they were coming to the start. He was slammed in the back of him and damaged the front nose of his truck. And then just a few laps ago on lap 5, he was just eventful freshman car to 250 so far.
15 Grand Machine on pit lane. That's a Tanner Gray truck. 98 Ty Majeski started on the pole tonight. Continues to run in second on the course alongside Johnny Sauter, the 2 drivers out of Wisconsin who led the field to green this evening.
Also possibly a concern for some of these crew chiefs because a lot of these trucks, when sliding through that grassy area on the back straightaway, you pick up any of that grass even under caution in the lower portion of where that grill opening is on your trucks. That could clog up that air trying to get into the engine. So I'm sure the concern for some of these crew chiefs is to make sure that front grill area is clean. Even if you weren't involved in the crash, if you drove by it, you didn't want to have any of that grass get sucked up in that area because that could lead to some overheating underneath the hood of your race truck.
They'll take the time now to get some of that repaired. Matt Mills in the 42 just leaving pit road trying to repair the nose damage that happened on the initial start tip that you were talking about a moment or 2 ago. Trying to get that truck through the traps a little bit cleaner. This line one more time. Continuing along the back straightaway here at Daytona and around the circuit to make sure that the track is 100% race ready to continue on with that. Remember, race fans, it is a tonight here at Daytona International Speedway. We invite you to stick around and stay with us for the ARCA Menards Series season opener immediately following tonight's Craftsman Truck Series race.
Fans, keep in mind, don't miss your chance to meet NFL star Alvin Kamara tomorrow. The 5-time Pro Bowler will be signing autographs at the NASCAR Classics Hall at 2:30 p.m. So make sure you check it out tomorrow in the Fan Midway.
Garcia. That's not Tanner Gray. Jay Garcia.
13 of Jake Garcia being hooked up to the tow truck. That truck, rather, is going to go to the garage. The field is going to get the one-to-go signal this time at the start-finish line, which means they will pick their lanes for the restart inside or outside of that orange field, the square box in the center of it. We're back under the green flag with 9 laps to go in stage 1. Next time. It's Ty Majeski in the number 98 to the inside. Johnny Sauter in the number 45 to the outside. It's Ty Majeski in that black and yellow 98 to the inside, outside of him. 3-time Daytona winner, Johnny Sauter. Everyone now working their way through the gearboxes, some bump drafting and some pushing and shoving going on, but it is Ty Majeski with a half a truck length lead on the back straightaway. Johnny Sauter, though, evens the score midway down the super stretch here in Daytona. Edges out in front with drafting help from behind. He is able to jump out in front for the moment, but inside lane rallies back with a head of steam off the end of the back straightaway. Ty Majeski with help from the number 18 of Tyler Ankrum from behind pushes back to the race lead. Johnny Sauter in the outside lane as they exit turn number 4, double wide for the race lead.
Through the grass when I did, it just spun my tires back across, and I thought I was just going to tap the wall and we were going to be okay, and I think they just washed back into us. So just unfortunate for our Rackley War race team. That Silverado I think was going to be pretty good, but just a small hiccup to the start of a good year. We're gonna rebound nice in Atlanta and be strong the rest of the year. Daytona, for whatever reason, just has to be kind to me the last 2 years. It'll get straightened out.
Ty Dillon making his return to full-time Truck Series racing.
Young man Lane Riggs.
Long because back comes Ty Majeski on the bottom. The top 20 trucks are still nose to tail, 2 abreast. Wow, a little bit of contact between the Johnny Sauter truck and the inside line led by Tyler Ankrum.
Tyler Ankrum just gives the Ty Majeski truck a shove into the clean air. Here's Ankrum trying to go along for the ride. He can't. Ankrum and Sauter wheel to wheel.
Majeski out front by himself to the first side-by-side races for the second spot. Majeski drops down to pick up Ankrum on the inside lane, and Sauter leads the outside.
Johnny Sauter trying to lead that outside line.
3 finally comes to rest down on the apron as some of the back markers make their way past. Single truck incident, Wallace Allen at the exit of turn 2.
That'll put us under the caution flag for the second time. And for the second time, Wallace Allen has been involved. And certainly, Dave, this one certainly, I think, has remnants.
Lap number 16, that's Johnny Sauter at the front of the field.
250 is your Dave Movie, the Motor Racing Network. Spinning off turn number 2. Let's take a look what happens here on NASCAR TV. He's all by himself and he spins off of turn number 2 down onto the apron. Kicks up some dirt after the front splitter looks like catches the grass area. And then loops it around a couple of times. Everyone else, though, able to avoid the spinning Wallace Allen, but we are under the yellow flag for the second time here in stage 1.
Sparks flying from the back of the 27 truck for Keith McGee. We've had a lot of carnage here in the early stages of this one. Keith McGee now brings that truck down pit lane. Another truck that's on pit road is a number 38 for Lane Riggs. It had come down pit road just as we threw the green flag for the restart. And now they are pushing that truck back down behind pit wall. And it looks like their night is going to be over for Lane Riggs, the driver who had so much promise, and for the team that won this race a year ago with Zane Smith behind the wheel.
Just keep in mind, stage number 1 will end on lap 20. We are at lap 16 right now. We'll come around to put lap 17 on the board. This time at the start-finish line, we'll see if we can get the track cleaned up in time before the end of the first stage. Lane Riggs, he's had nothing but trouble since the start of this race. He was one of those several trucks that was involved in that crash back on lap number 5. They have taken that truck. Lane Riggs is going to climb out of that truck, disappointing and to what was looking like to be an opposite evening for Lane Riggs in his debut in that 38 truck this year.
He's open, a couple of takers. The 43 truck with Daniel Dye inside the top 5 here early on. He's on pit road. There'll be a windshield tear-off in fuel for the 43 truck. Also on pit road, Spencer Boyd, the 76, among others, coming in with the opportunity here under the second caution to get some service on their race cars. There you see the frustration out of Lane Riggs, former NASCAR National Series champion of the Weekly Series back in 2022. Very talented driver. We'll hear a lot from him this season.
Free pass under this caution flag. We'll go to the 15 of Tanner Gray. He was one of several trucks, again, that was involved on that lap 5 crash as well, but he will get the free pass and get back on the lead lap. Let's return back to the Motor Racing Network.
Still working under the caution flag. No indication of going back under the green flag yet. So let's take a trip back to the Advent Healthcare Center. Kim Kuhn, who are you with?
18-year-old Jake Garcia making his first Daytona start. Unfortunately, it's going to end early. What happened?
Just got caught up in that wreck there. I mean, they wrecked in front of me and trying to miss it didn't work out. So just want to thank Quantum Services and Thor Sport Racing for performance for the opportunity. Really disappointing. We started our year in a hole here, but I'm sure we can make it out of it. Just disappointing night all in all, but excited for Atlanta next week at a home game.
That's Jake Garcia.
A tough break for Jake Garcia. Tough break for all these drivers. You put so much effort and so much work into this truck to get ready to go racing here at Daytona, and everybody's optimism level is as high as it can possibly be. You come out here and by somebody else's mistake, you get wadded up and that's just it.
Highs and lows of big-time stock car racing. Cole Custer, you've experienced both ends of that. The absolute highs of winning a championship and being able to see the checkered flag and coming up just short. How do you coach something like this and to be able to balance the emotions of NASCAR?
Man, I mean, this race, you just got to block out and focus on the next one, you know? There's no rules for being wrecked out. Not even after the first stage. You know, you're 15 laps in here.
One to go being given this time at the start-finish line. The field has picked their wings for the restart, and we will conclude stage number 1 with a one-lap shootout. Next
for love. We'll give it a shot.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, lights on top of the Toyota Tundra pace truck are out. We will have a one-lap shootout to end things in stage number 1 with stage points on the line as the field files their way at turn number 4 to
Sauter's up by about a half a truck length in that outside lane, but as expected, here comes Ty Majeski. Glued to that double line at the bottom of the racetrack. Johnny Sauter trying to crowd him down a little bit. Sauter by half a length, now a full front line.
Now Johnny Sauter inside line. Now he'll race his way back to the middle. They're 2 and 3 wide. Bailey Curry now will make the move and go to second.
These Motorsports 1 and 2 as they climb the banking at turn 3. Ty Majeski third, Tyler Ankrum fourth, Taylor Gray fifth. They're all single file, and then they're 3 wide from 6 laps.
Boy, many of the trucks have bailed out of this run back. Johnny Sauter picking up the stage win. He does it in front of Bailey Curry, Ty Majeski, Tyler Ankrum, and Taylor Gray. Top 5 across the line. Lap 20, green and white checkered flag and Daytona.
So Johnny Sauter is your stage 1 winner here in the Fresh from Florida 250. It's been an eventful first stage, and Johnny Sauter was sure to see action in their rear view mirror. He started on the front row, and he is your stage 1 winner. Johnny Sauter, of course, a 3-time winner at the Daytona International Speedway in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. And he is the 2016 NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series champion.
Sauter.
Strong run for Bailey Curry to come home second. I like the momentum that Ty Majeski has. They came to the line, possibly working on timing. Stage 2 will get us up to lap 40 here today. And again, there will be some more championship points on the line, and that's why it needs to get racing for the top 10 positions here today. Pit road will open momentarily. We've got some of the safety vehicles out on track, clearing things off to get ready for the green flag once again. But no doubt we'll see some pit stops down at pit road, and the crews starting to get ready. Tires up on pit wall, gas cans ready, and get ready to service these race trucks here tonight.
We have 3 cautions, including the end of the stage in stage number 1. Of course, in this race last year, we saw an eventful running and start of the 2023 season for the Craftsman Truck Series. Zane Smith was able to take home the checkered flag in a race that was action-filled, and so far we have gotten a lot of action in the opening 21 laps.
A strong effort by East Motorsports. Johnny Sauter in the 45, the 41 of Bailey Curry, Ty Majeski in third. Taylor Ankrum came home in the 4th spot in that, and Taylor Gray in the 17 truck was 5th in the stage. So good solid showing there among those top 5 machines. Brett Holmes, one of the independent teams, came home 6th. Good effort for Brett Holmes. Great to have you with us here in Daytona as we get underway with the 2024 NASCAR season. We've got the Daytona 500 right around the corner. Joey Logano, Michael McDowell on the front row for the Great American Race. And it's bound to be one of the best, the 66th edition of the Daytona 500 here this weekend. The road remains closed. Here in Daytona. Rejoin World Racing Network.
We've gone 22 laps. With that all being said, 12 of those will run under the green flag of the 22. now that we've reached the end of stage number 1, if you're a driver out there, is there any way you can convey to try to get your spotter, your crew chief, whomever, to talk to the others to say, let's settle down and race for a while?
I would hope so, but I mean, every single time we say that, it seems like they don't listen. So I feel like, look, it's so tempting to make those big pushes. You know, these trucks get such big runs, they suck up so easy, and it's tempting just to hit the guy in front of you to try and get the line moving. But it looks like these bumpers, they don't line up. So when you push somebody, you're taking them for a ride.
Center ran out of time on the DVP clock. What ultimately took you and the truck out?
Yeah, just running out on the DVP clock, right front tire, right front rub, just didn't get it fixed in time. But man, we were so early in the race, and the bottom line was coming, and the top lane was pushing like it was the last lap. And I'm not a super speedway expert by any means. I have 5 laps at a super speedway, but I know that's not how you're supposed to do it. You're not supposed to push that hard where you turn somebody on lap 5. So, you know, it just sucks. We were riding right there in the bottom lane, really getting good track position. I think we made at least 8 spots, you know, early right there. So the truck was super fast. I hate it for all my guys. Hate it for Wheels Travel Stock, Front Row Motorsports, Vandy Communications. It's man, it's a tough break. I just want to get out there and race. I just want to learn. I got 5 laps to learn, so it's really tough break. But this is not how our year is going to be. We're going to come back. We're going to rebound. We're going to be back next time.
I would describe that as frustrated but optimistic. Unfortunately, we will not see the 38 truck repeat in victory lane here at Daytona.
No, we will not, and that's such a tough break for such a young driver who's got such great talent. Pit lane is open, and here comes a lot of the field. The rest of them already made a pit stop back on lap number 9 are electing to stay on the racetrack. And those are new from the pit lane that have to get forward to their pit boxes. We start to see
truck a good run, so there's been some debris on the racetrack. It's one of those they want to make sure they're in good shape with that. Curry brings his truck in as well. More trucks in front of Jason Toy.
Out of this in the pit road, we saw the first time stop for our leader, Johnny Sauter. Fuel Gold said we're going to do fuel only. So about 5 seconds of fuel only. Stage number 2, no tires for him. Also, Chase Purdy came in, took on 4 tires. Sunoco fuel for them in that Bama Buggy Chevrolet. He is still on pit lane, trying to do some damage fixing from that first incident out there on pit road.
So pit stops are complete. At the end of stage number 1, some teams came down pit road, others decided to stay out. So we will reset the running order in a little bit, but we're under caution for the 3rd time here at Daytona.
We are here in the Hard Rock Bet Fan Zone. You're checking out the all-new Caution Crew. You can find them all over NASCAR's campgrounds. You can find them on the Midway. You can find them in the NASCAR experience. I'm Grace Thierig, and I am here to make sure you guys have the best weekend possible. Because the Caution Crew, we are here for the fans. And speaking of the fans, we have Darnett from New Jersey here. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing fine.
And what Daytona number is this for you?
15.
She's been here for the long haul, y'all. Are you having a good time?
Always.
Always. She's even here with all her friends, and these are her friends that she's made at the racetrack, and they meet up every single time that they're here. We're gonna play a little bit. You ready for that? To win a truck race in Daytona.
Get choices?
You want some choices? Of course you get some choices. We've got Carl Edwards, Mark Martin, and Draw. What's the thought process here?
Eliminating by age. I'm gonna go with Cass.
She's gonna go with Cass, and she is correct. Congratulations, Darnett. We hope you have the best weekend here.
I remember that race.
That's the come say hi to us because we have special gifts, special prizes, and all kinds of awesome opportunities for you to participate in with us.
All right, well, congratulations to Darnett. Always great to see a fellow NASCAR fan from the great state of New Jersey taking things in from down there in the Hard Rock Bet fan zone and enjoying the fresh from Florida 250. So lap 24 is on the board right now, 76 laps to go. We are in stage number 2, and just to reset things for you, stage 2 once again will end on lap 40. As it stands right now, Ty Majeski is the race leader. In second place on the racetrack, you've got Tyler Ankrum, Christian Eckes, Corey Heim, and Ben Rhodes are the top 5.
Tony Breidinger running in the 6th position. Corey LaJoie back up to 7th. Grant Enfinger runs in the 8th position. Matt Crafton and Daniel Dye run out your top 10. Now, Ty Majeski assumes the race lead because Johnny Sauter, who won stage 1, came down pit road, comes back out onto the racetrack after service. He will be shown in the 16th position on the track. The field comes down the line this time by. The safety lights go out on that Toyota Tundra pace truck. 1 lap to go is given to this Craftsman Truck Series field in the front from Florida 250. We'll line them up one more time. We'll get the green flag next time by. We are coming to the green flag here in stage number 2, the fresh from Florida 250 for the Craftsman Truck Series here at Daytona International Speedway. The front row is different. We've got new challengers at the front of the field. Get up, make some noise, get loud. Tyler Ankrum on the inside lane will square off alongside Ty Majeski. We'll glide down into the shove from behind, compliments of Christian Eckes, goes to the lead off turn 2. Those are 2 teammates at the front of the field. Tyler Ankrum moving over now to drive that 18 truck. He will be helped by Christian Eckes. Here comes Ben Rhodes. He gets into the back of Eckes off the end of the back straightaway. They will propel forward into the race lead in turn 3. Tyler Ankrum still in command. The top 10 now single file right at the bottom of the racetrack as Ty Majeski continues to slide backwards as they exit turn number 4. It's Tyler Ankrum leading the
the defending series champion, up into the top 5, up now into the top 3. For the moment, the first 7, 8, 9 trucks all huddled up on the bottom.
First side-by-side battle is where Corey Heim races in the outside line. He leads that line out of turn number 2. He needs a lot more drafting help, needs a lot more assistance. Nick Sanchez now will jump in line in front of him at 3.
The numbers growing in that
that outside lane. Tony Breininger, Daniel Dye back there leading that second group as the top 5 all run nose to tail.
Side-by-side battle is indeed for the number 6.
Stayed in potential very long. It's happened very quickly. That outside line's beginning to gather some momentum. Moving it up on the outside lane, led by Nick Sanchez.
And that outside line will pierce the top 5 now as Corey Heim starts to get the help he needs, inching his way closer to the front. Corey Heim now has Nick Sanchez. Now Corey LaJoie in front of him.
LaJoie bailed off the bottom, opened that lane up for Matt Crafton as the outside lane loses a little momentum. Crafton moves ahead into the front.
Boy, they're banging on one another coming off turn number 4.
Trying to rally the troops and make their way to the front, and he's going to do it now. Ben Rhodes will jump up in front of LaJoie. Rhodes now the 3rd place truck. He's got to move on in the high group looking for second.
One by one, they begin to migrate to the outside line. Leaders exit 2. They race up the Daytona Superstretch. Tyler Ankrum is out front all by himself. Here comes that outside line. Storming up the outside. It is time with Jeski in 3.
The 4-pack at the front of the field. Ankrum and Eckes on the bottom. Ben Rhodes and Corey LaJoie in the outside lane for now. Ankrum gets propelled back to the front by himself.
He's going to stay right at the bottom of the racetrack. That outside lane is
in the first 2 stages, and he's got some momentum up high. Drafting help from Corey LaJoie. LaJoie hangs off his back bumper at the exit of 2, and then gives him a big old shot coming to the straightaway.
And Rhodes leads the outside line. Taylor Ankrum leads the lane down low, side by side for the lead. Each driver with ample drafting help behind them. They are still locked together at the point.
The outside lane edges ahead just briefly, but with that said, now Ankrum gets a good shot from Christian Eckes behind him. Door to door for the lead off 4.
Last lap, 188 miles an hour. Here comes it.
LaJoie will back off them now as they hit the exit of turn number 1. Field makes its way to the super stretch as caution flag and the yellow lights are on at the super stretch entrance.
That is because there's a big chunk of debris right on the double yellow line here at the Daytona International Speedway. So NASCAR putting the caution flag out for the 4th time in the race just to get that debris retrieved. And Cole, it seemed like the time bomb began to tick yet again.
Yeah, I mean, I think what you saw there was Corey LaJoie, I mean, obviously has a ton of experience in the Cup Series, and he was really able to push and get that lead car really close to the front there. And I think with his experience and knowing how to push guys without wrecking them, he was able to really make that line move. And also, those guys on the bottom lane, they are hanging on for dear life. Every single time somebody comes onto their door, they're jumping